Well, good day, everybody. This is Chris, the Ancient Scholar. I hope this video finds you all doing well. I understand it's been quite some time since I posted a video, and the reasons for that are a bit complicated, but primarily revolve around some interesting circumstances that have been going on in my life. One of the most, I would say, was a few weeks ago. I was burglarized, had a break-in, and that break-in resulted in a substantial amount of damage in as far as broken windows, and I ended up having a lot of stuff stolen during that incident, to include my computer, all of my financial information, as well as a bunch of clothing, bags, and knives, as well as a firearm that was also taken. And in the intervening couple of weeks, there have been some good things that have come out of that. Primarily, I was able to track some of my items, mainly my laptop and my phone that was taken. And the police were able to use that to procure a warrant, and the house where these items was located was raided. And as I understand, that house was a kind of stash house for stolen items, and so there was a lot of stolen stuff there, and the police were able to recover some of my stolen items. I was actually able to get my laptop back, a couple of backpacks that were taken from me, in addition to the firearm that was taken. And fortunately, none of my financial stuff was recovered. Neither was any of the money that was stolen, as well as the knives. So the financial aspects have been interesting, as far as having to put my accounts on hold, and I've had to get all new cards. I've had to get a new driver's license, and so things have just been rather tumultuous, and so that's mainly why I haven't uploaded any videos. And so in this video, what I wanted to do is just talk about my new everyday carry knife. It's replaced the Benchmade. I had a Benchmade mini bug out. I believe I did a video on it some time ago. It was the Stormtrooper edition. And so I now have a quote-unquote new everyday carry knife. I decided not to go with Benchmade simply because there have been some things that have happened with Benchmade. Mainly, they have been involved in lawsuits against smaller knife makers. A gentleman, kind of a up-and-coming knife maker in Montana, who has been, I think, unfairly targeted by Benchmade. And so I've decided not to spend my money with Benchmade, and so I was looking for other American-made options, and of course Kershaw came up, and that's kind of interesting because this knife here I've had for many, many years. In fact, this was one of the knives I carried with me in Afghanistan. You can see the clip is actually broken. This just kind of hangs out here at home. This is, I believe, the Knockout. So this is kind of a full-size model of the knife. I wouldn't really care. This wouldn't make a great everyday carry knife, in my opinion. It's a little heavy, but it is nice in that it has, at the time when I got this back in 2008, I think the speed safe was a relatively new thing. So you can see it's a nice full-size knife. It's got the that whole Kershaw speed safe mechanism built into it. And so, yeah, so what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to compare that to the new quote-unquote everyday carry knife, and that's this one here. It's another Kershaw, and then this is actually a Ken Onion design, and this is a very classic knife, although this is the first time I've ever had one of these and used one of these. and I really like it. So this is the Kershaw Leek. So you can see this is a bit smaller and more compact than the Knockout that you see here. And this is the Leek that's been around for quite some time. This is designed by Ken Onion back in the day. And I like these because they have a lot of interesting colors. You can see this really nice purple color, these aluminum scales here. And of course, this has the speed safe opening design and that classic Leek blade. And you can see it's Ken Onion design, and it is made in the United States of America, and it kind of has that classic metal Kershaw clip that I actually don't like a whole lot. It's probably the only thing I really don't like about this knife. There's one other thing that I'm maybe a little ambivalent about, but everything else I really like. The price is really good. I got this for about $50. I believe kind of standard retail, you can find it for around 100 or so, but if you look, you go to the right places, you can get this for around $50 to $60, which is great because this is, I would say this is roughly comparable in size and weight to the Benchmade Mini Bug Out, but it is substantially cheaper. And yeah, so I'm really enjoying it, and you can see that it is small. It's a 3-inch blade. It's easy to carry. And, you know, it's got a hole if you want to put a lanyard on it. You can take the clip and move it around if you want a reverse carry option. And then I like the colors as well. So it's a really good knife, really good quality for the money that you're going to pay. But with that said, I don't really like the Kershaw clips. I find that this little lip here tends to get caught on things, and so this can get caught on your pants and pulled, and then the clip breaks, and that's actually exactly what happened to this clip. But because I don't carry this anymore, and this is just kind of my everyday knife for at-home stuff, I'm too lazy to have replaced the clip. There are some nice aftermarket clips that you can get for the Leeks, however, and they look nice, and you know, it's a reasonable price. The only other thing that I really don't, it's not, I'm ambivalent about. I don't really like it. I just don't see the need, and that's this right here. So this is actually supposed to be a safety, where you slide this down, and then that prevents deployment of the blade. But here's the thing, if this deploys too easily, you can just tighten it right here a little bit and make it harder to deploy. But I guess if you were like, I don't know, rock climbing or something like that, doing some sort of alpine operations or mountain operations, and you didn't want this to deploy to get rope or your harness or something, having a safety that you can engage would be a good thing. But I don't know that this is the kind of knife that you would use in that situation. This is just, again, this is just more of an everyday carry, throw this in your shorts kind of knife. But with that said, I just tightened this down. I believe this takes a size 6 torque nut. So you can just buy, you know, for $8, $9, $10 at Walmart, a little torque wrench set that have the torque nut drivers for fairly cheap, and that'll fit this. I believe the size 6 fits most of the nuts on this knife, with the exception of this one here, which I believe is a size 8 torque nut. But again, it's fairly easy to get a hold of that stuff. So I just tightened it down, and you can see that that doesn't move anymore. And so it just is kind of, you know, doesn't really bug me. I guess I could just take it out completely. But yeah, that's probably the only thing I would really change about this knife, is just eliminate that, and then just have the scale go over. I think that'd look nice. And then again, eventually I'll probably get a new clip just because I'm not a fan of this little lipping that they have. And Kershaw does this with pretty much all their clips on their pocket style knives, and I'm just not a huge fan. But otherwise, I really like the knife. It's light, it's small, it's easy to use. The speed safe, I love that speed safe, that rapid deployment there. It's American made, and it's not going to break the bank. Like I said, you can get this for $50, $60 if you know where to look. So yeah, I'm a fan, and I love this purple color as well. All right, everyone. So hopefully I can get back to making more consistent content as I sort things out in my life. But yeah, thank you all so much, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Take care.